The following content you are about to watch is potentially graphic for some individuals, and very silly for others. If you or a loved one have mesothelioma, if you are disturbed by stupidity mixed with violent actions, then viewer discretion is advised.
They didn't notice both of her friends dying. You think she'll notice if I, like, drop this on her? You know what I mean? Like, if I just drop this on her, would she notice? What? 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 You need to be killed!
So, I'm gonna be honest. VR kinda sucks.
Does it have to be this hand?
Like, as a medium for playing games, it's fun and interesting. The fact that you can immerse yourself in a world like this is like something out of the future. And we have it. Right here, and it kind of blows. VR, as accessible as it has become, still has a lot of drawbacks. You need a big room to use it in, or else you're going to break everything around you. It's not exactly cost-friendly either. Not only do you need to buy the headset itself, but depending on which one you get, you'll need to get one of these base stations to go along with it, so the headset can, track itself in the environment. And I'm not even going to bring up how much it would cost to make your PC be able to run them as well. I got a 3080 in my PC, and my computer still chugs a bit if I'm recording or not. And much like viewing games on a flat screen, the smoother and higher the FPS is, the better it looks. Of course, the difference being that low FPS in VR can make you, But why am I bringing this up? Well, it's, Blade and Sorcery just came out of early access. I'm a little late to this. It came out like a couple weeks ago, actually, but I just want to talk about it. Blade and Sorcery is by far one of my favorite VR games. Although I usually don't play it for that long, since VR eventually gives me a wicked headache no matter what I play. But even with those headaches, I've pushed through and found a really good VR game that's fun and makes me question if I'm as sane as I think I am. But as fun as it is, it always had an issue with keeping my attention, however. There's not really a purpose to what you were doing. You kind of just chose a map, fought people.
Okay, that one got me. I hit her with the stick, that's why. You are getting a bucket. That's what you're getting, buddy.
Or you choose a randomly generated map and fight people.
I hope you know I'm taking the stances that a normal person would take with this thing. I don't want to be that guy, but you kind of walked into that.
That was kind of it. But now, Blade and Sorcery has finally added a brand new game mode. It's kind of like a campaign, Crystal Hunt, where, you guessed it, you choose a randomly generated map and fight people. But this time, you can steal their belongings.
What? There's nothing! Fucking piece of shit!
In all fairness, while the general gameplay loop has technically stayed the same, it has a lot of new additions that really add some much-needed variety to the game. So what's new? Well, let's start off with probably the best part of this update, the progression. Well, it's kind of the main part of the update, but, fuck you. All of your magical abilities have been split into 5 separate skills: body, mind, fire, gravity, and lastly electricity. In the beginning, you can even choose what kind of a wizard you are, based on one of these abilities. The last 3 are pretty self-explanatory. They're the elemental abilities you use against your enemies, and you can also imbue your weapons with these elements to give you a bit of an edge in fights.
Also, like, shocking people. Like, it's just so effective. I have done nothing but keep her down this entire time.
Mind adds flair and flexibility to your other powers, and Body gives you strength and new abilities to use with your weapons. It also allows you to get more physical with your foes as well. There are a lot of skills to use and unlock, and I've really only scratched the surface when it comes to the abilities in question. Just know that the things you can do now have been expanded upon greatly, and add a wide variety in the way you can handle engagements. In more simple terms though, you can fight just like before, but you can also fight cooler as well.
Listen, I need you to understand. I'm not doing this because I like it. I'm just doing this for footage. I hope you understood.
Progression doesn't only come in the form of abilities, however, it also comes in the form of weapons. One of my favorite mods for Blade and Sorcery was the Medieval Mega Pack. It added a shit ton of weapons from several different nations, and I never really played the game without it, since it added a wide variety of weapons to choose from, and while this mod isn't available right now due to it not being updated to the current version, I've been having a good deal of fun with the weapons that have been added so far, and they don't disappoint. Although the weapons added don't necessarily differ too much from the previous arsenal, it is assisted by the shop. See, at the start you kinda have these crude, rusty weapons, and they're not exactly very efficient to use. I mean, you can still kill people with them, so I guess it works.
Let's see how they handle my blade.
But the more you progress through the dungeons, the better weapons you'll unlock. Although I do have a bit of a personal gripe with this process. It's not actually a bad thing, but I felt like it's something I should mention. You also find new factions in this update, which, like the weapons, appear later on as you progress through the dungeons. They also come with a bit of an updated arsenal depending on who they are. Now, you guys know me. Do you think I, A, played the game as intended using the weapons I brought with me and upgrading alongside my enemies by buying new weapons from the shop? Or B, bought only a knife and proceeded to murder everyone in the building with their own weapons? Place your bets, people! Okay, I'm just fucking with you. It's B. Of course it's B. Why wouldn't it be B?
Listen to me. I don't want to do this, but I need footage of a nice RKO. You still alive? I hope you're not. Give me that club. That is a nice club. Honestly, that is a nice club. Yeah, give me it. Give me that. Hey. Stop it. Give me that. Give it. Give it.
The enemy, for the most part, usually has better weapons than you, at least at the start, so it's kind of a good idea to just take it from him. Look at this guy. It's not like he's gonna be using them.
Jesus. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. Stop. Stop setting me on fire. Why is this thing leaking? So much fire.
Also, it's a lot easier to get a hold of the enemy's weapons since, legally speaking, I'm not allowed within 10 square miles of any weapon store for threatening several store owners. On multiple occasions.
Buying new clothes.
All the finest Eridan weapons and armor.
You've said that so many times, dude. It's actually starting to upset me. Go. Don't say that again, and I won't beat your head in. Capiche?
Those store owners, man, they yap. They yap a lot. But it's not like the devs haven't thought of this, since you can't really bring weapons picked up from enemies back to your base. You can only bring back what you brought with you. But for me at least, I always thought it was just easier to just save my money to buy armor and potions than to buy weapons that the enemy were practically giving away.
Can I beat people to death with a bug? Hey, you, I want to test something real quick.
But there are weapons that you can't really find in the outposts and dungeons. These are usually the bigger ones, the two-handed thing, like the spears, battle axes, hammers. But honestly, it's more of a challenge that I inflict on myself when I play. This isn't a real issue that needs fixing, or something that I can see people complaining about. But there's something I do have a bit of a gripe with, a real one, and that's the maps. This game uses a mixture of randomly generated maps for outposts, the places where you kill people and earn gold, and the arenas, which are handcrafted maps, where you kill people and earn gold. but this time it's wave-based. As with most games that have procedural generation, the maps, although technically different, tend to feel very samey. Combine that with the headaches and the physical exertion that most experience, mainly me, while playing this, made the game a little troublesome for me to get footage for, since I didn't really feel well enough to keep playing for more than like 30 minutes.
My head feels sick again. I'm gonna get off.
But these are small issues that can be forgiven, since after all, the maps aren't really the focus. And there is my own physical issues with my fat ass not being able to play for more than half an hour. Hell, I'll even say, the maps that they have added in the new areas and rooms, the updated maps that they actually handcrafted, they all look really fucking neat.
Ah, ain't the night sky just beautiful? Hey, look at that. It's Uranus. You know what Uranus is, right?
Hey, look at me when I talk to you. It's like I thought, don't look at me. You're kind of gross.
The big issue, for me at least, the AI.
You just fell down.
The AI is, to put it as lightly as I can, really fucking stupid.
I'm gonna do this real quick because she's gonna most likely come down the stairs, right? You want me to? I can take a minute. Ooh, there's a loot up here. Still good? All right, just you okay? I can take a minute if you need me to, you know.
They aren't smart, they can't really navigate even the simplest of environments at times, and they regularly try to invade your personal bubble. It's really annoying. And funny, but only sometimes. Don't get me wrong, the AI doesn't need to be fucking Jason Bourne, but when this is a common occurrence, something needs to change, man.
Hey, don't do that. What were you thinking? What were you thinking? Are you okay? Are you okay? Sit down, honey. What were you thinking? Sit down, okay? Sit down. What were you thinking? What were you thinking?
I feel like I'm being mean to a game that has clearly had a lot of love and care put into it over the course of 6 years. Jesus Christ, it's been that long? Oh my god. Of course, I prefer funny over practical, so when the AI does stupid stuff like this, it is very amusing to my simple bird brain.
You're not gonna do anything? You mind if I get some target practice in? I appreciate it. You're really helpful.
But I can also see the other end of the same coin. For every funny that I see, I also see frustration for others. I do my best to kind of imagine what issues other people might have in games like this, or any games for that matter. And like I said, the game is still fun. And it is a recommendation if you have a headset, but just understand that the AI aren't exactly good at life at the moment. However, the AI does have its purpose. You see, when it comes to this game, it's not supposed to be like a fair fight, you know? You're kind of meant to feel like a god. Lowercase g, of course. You can do some pretty cool stuff when you get the hang of the combat.
Oh my god, get out of my fucking bubble, bitch!
Other than that, though, good update. I would talk more about the lore, but to be honest, I'm not that interested in it. That sounds mean. I'm not trying to be. But I'm here for cool sword fights and shenanigans, you know? Not to find out the secrets of an ancient society and uncover all the lore of these different factions vying for power over the Delgarian ruin. Okay, that does sound pretty cool, but you know what I mean.
Prophets and slavers of sorcery. When I sought true understanding of our reality, I joined the Delgarian Preservation Society. I believe yada yada yada, lore. I don't give a fuck about lore, bro. I care about beating people's heads in with hammers.
Apart from that, there is one last thing I wanted to talk about. The golem.
Wow, oh my god, it's a thing that looks like a golem. Holy shit, this totally isn't my 5th time fighting you, and it's gonna play the stinger. There's the stinger. Yep, okay.
The Golem is a final boss fight of sorts, and he resides at the end of the Dalgarian ruins. He's kind of the source of all these crystals that give you magical abilities.
The Mind Stone. Oh my god, they have it! The Mind Stone!
Now, as cool as that is, he is a headache to fight. Not because he's a bad boss. It's actually really cool the way you climb on him and attack. Oh god. Oh, I'm not feeling. Oh god. I ate a lot of pizza. Oh, big pizza. Oh. No, my problem with them is admittedly a personal one. Look, you gotta understand. I don't ride roller coasters in real life for the same reason that I dread climbing this damn rock person. Let me tell you, I've been playing VR games for a while, and nothing, I mean nothing, made my stomach drop like this did to me. Trust me, if you've never played VR before, then this might make you throw up on the spot.
I'm stuck. I'm stuck in his armpit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Jesus. Fucking. Hey man, what's up?
Not only that, but he gets real repetitive, and he's extremely annoying to fight in the later ruins. He gains more abilities and powers the more ruins you complete, which does make him cooler, in theory. But a lot of things are cooler in theory. Like scented markers. Or communism. But in practice, this just makes him more annoying to fight. And mix that with the motion sickness, the repetitive levels, and the silly AI, make this boss fight just a bit too annoying. I think that the Golem is a great boss fight, and honestly, I wouldn't feel this way if the game didn't buff him with lasers and more health in later ruins. I think all they needed was one boss fight. Just one. He can have all these powers, all the health, all these annoyances would be excusable if you only fought him once. But in order to get the ending, you have to fight him like 6 times. And in order to get more powers, you have to kill him even more times than that. And, well, to put it as simply as I can, I just don't want to do that. Bladed Sorcery is by far still one of my favorite VR games. Although it has its issues, although it has its problems, I still think it is a wonderful experience. All of the fun I had in this game, if I were to kind of make it into a collective, is way more than any of the negatives that I experienced in this update. There are far more positives than there are negatives here, trust me. But with that being the ending, I want to say thank you for watching, gamers. Sorry for the lack of videos. Again, the lack of motivation keeps striking me down with a bitter, vengeful energy, but I keep getting back up, and I want to make more videos for some reason. Who knows, maybe I like feeling bad about myself constantly. Regardless, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.